3 or 4, my parents took me to see the tulip fields in Holland, Michigan. To a little kid, it was like going to a fairy tale land. There were these incredible tulips as far as I could see. And ever since then, tulips have been my favorite flower, and I've always wanted to see the tulip fields in the Netherlands. Fast forward to last year when I got laid off from my corporate job and had the chance to follow another dream of mine, creating YouTube and Instagram content full-time. And for the first time ever, I had the flexibility to work from anywhere. So I asked you guys where I should go. When several of you suggested that I visit the Netherlands, I was like, yes, this is my chance to finally visit the tulip field. Let's do this. And I really honestly had no idea what an adventure we were about to embark on.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen from cockpit. As of right now, we're expecting mostly clear skies. Welcome aboard, we should be underway shortly.
So the plan was my dad, my sister Emily, and I would meet in Amsterdam on 3 different planes. My dad's an A330 captain, so he flew his plane there from Atlanta. My sister rode from Florida, and I was coming from Denver. We're probably an hour out from landing, and I get a message from my mom. So now I have a mission when I land. I have to find my sister somewhere in an Amsterdam airport bathroom where she's throwing up. And of course, I can't get a hold of Emily for whatever reason. I'm wandering around the airport, popping into every bathroom I can find, every women's bathroom I can find. I did not venture into any men's restrooms. Luckily, I spot her laying on some chairs, and we somehow managed to very slowly get her through customs to sit and wait for our dad. Well, by the time our dad arrives, Emily is legitimately so sick she can't even walk. She can't even sit up. There's no way she's gonna be able to ride in the shuttle to the hotel without throwing up. But at the same time, the longer we wait, the worse she gets. So finally, my dad disappears, and he comes back with a wheelchair and carts Emily off to an airport medical center while I watch our bags. She's going to kill me for showing this, but I think I was pretty nice for not filming any of it close up, like putting her into the chair or her throwing up. Anyway, so once my dad gets Emily into the clinic, he comes back for me and all the luggage so that we can wait with her. Well, the doctor gave Emily some sort of medication that knocked her out. I'm like, she was sound asleep. So we get to the hotel and let Em sleep for a little while my dad and I got to explore a little bit of Amsterdam. I also especially enjoyed tasting the amazing food. My dad even introduced me to a cat that eats dinner with him when he has Amsterdam layovers. By the way, if you ever go to Amsterdam, it will make your life so much easier if you know up front that the red areas on the ground are bicycle lanes. I really wish someone would have told me that. And if you walk in them, you will get run over by a bike. Thankfully, Em was doing a lot better after she got some sleep, which was also good because our dad was flying out the next day, so we could at least keep each other company now that she was feeling better. I should mention though, that, again, poor Emily, traveling with Emily comes with some very entertaining twists. I swear, she's a completely competent human being. Basically, she is allergic to everything. Obviously not everything, but pine nuts, tree nuts, coconuts, mushrooms, legumes, and I'm probably missing something on the list. And to top it off, she's a vegetarian. Actually, she's a pescatarian, which means she eats meat but doesn't eat fish. Not to be confused with Episcopalian, which is a member of the Episcopal Church. And I may be the only one who gets those words confused, but just in case there's another person out there like me, that was for you. So Emily and I walked to a grocery store and bought some food to take back to the hotel. So we had to attempt to read every word in the ingredients label on every item that we bought and type it into Google Translate to make sure it was something that wouldn't kill her. It almost turned a little bit into a game as we basically were laughing at each other, trying to pronounce the ingredients written in Dutch because we knew there was no way we were even close. And we must have sounded so stupid even trying. And for my subscribers out there who speak Dutch, I thought you could use a laugh, so we're good on these three?
Yes.
Like,
I've
butcher
learned
all the
words.
names.
Zout is salt.
Verse roomkas is cream cheese. I'm sure that's
Probably not how you say it.
Not at all. Johannes broodpitmeal. Locust bean gum. What is that?
I don't know.
Boter, and a tar we blow 'em. Moatmeal.
Is that oatmeal?
Moatmeal. Tar weed. Zout with salt, right?
Zout.
We learned something.
Salt. I was like, what can you say in Dutch?
Zout. Zonny. Blow.
Choco Loco. Now's a real test. I'll just take a bite and see what happens.
Zonny blowy. This is all one word. Zonny blowy mlesithin. I apologize profusely for the butchering of your language. And please feel free to tell me in the comments how atrocious our pronunciations were and guide us in how to properly pronounce them. So the next time we go, we can do a little bit better job. Because honestly, there's nowhere to go but up. Finally, we've reached the point in our story where we set off to find the tulip fields.
Oh yeah, so now Emily's awake. Hello. And she's not like dying anymore. And we are headed to go see the flowers.
But anyway, we buy our tickets to Keukenhof. Keukenhof. I tried. Basically for the Tulip Festival. So the girl selling the tickets tells us that the bus leaves at 3:30. And we're like, okay, 3:30. And it's 2:15 now. And she's like, yep. Since we have some time to kill, we go over to this cafe next door and get some food. And we actually go back over to wait for the bus probably like a half an hour early just because we want to make sure we're there in plenty of time. Well, someone sees us waiting and he's like, hey, are you waiting for the bus? And we're like, yep. And he tells us, oh, we were looking for you. They left without you. So apparently the girl who told us the time got 2 and 3 mixed up in English, which really wouldn't have been that big of a deal except that it was the last bus of the day. They were so incredibly nice, like seriously so nice. They helped us and they got us. So now we are in this huge bus all by ourselves. So we're off to see the tulips in our own private bus.
Let's live life like it's made up, jump in the wind.
So big.
Those are like the biggest tulips that I've ever seen. Like put your
look.
hand next to it.
That is insane. I always imagined that it would like just be like fields of tulips. Well, turns out Keukenhof is more like a botanic garden, and then at the back by a big windmill, it opens up to the flower fields. So we got to see all the cool tulip displays and artwork as we made our way towards the back with the fields of tulips.
I feel like they're already chopped.
I think that's what happened.
Oh no. See, that's where all those pictures were.
There are no more tulip fields! All the flowers had just been chopped and there were just sad fields of stems left. I'm really disappointed.
about the little tulips. I know you brought your drone all this way for literally nothing.
Now I know you come earlier. I know this sounds like a sad ending, but the trip was not in vain. It was still good. The next day we got to go somewhere really amazing, and I'm saving that for its entire own video. And the day after that, our last day there, like, the craziest thing happened. For our last day, our dad was back, and so we were just supposed to have a chill day with just the three of us. So at the recommendation of the lady at the hotel front desk, we took a train to The Hague, which is the city where the Dutch royal family lives. It has like a much smaller feel than Amsterdam, even though it's still the third largest city in the country. So we walked from the train station to one of the historic squares to like eat and explore. And even though it was really pretty, we didn't wind up staying very long. I think we were kind of just tired and we were gonna go back and pack because we were leaving the next day. Have you ever experienced one of those times where it just felt like everything was going wrong, but then later you realize if all that stuff hadn't happened, something else like really bad would have happened? And then you're just like, wow, and you just feel like, okay, everything happens for a reason. Well, we wound up getting lost on our way back, and we just stopped and asked some policemen for directions. They pointed us in the right direction, and we made our way back into the train station. Well, when you walk in the door, there are escalators on the right that go up to the second floor. Something we actually noticed that we'd mentioned when we had arrived is that the escalators in Europe go a lot faster than the ones in the US. So right as we're walking past the escalators, we hear this crash as a lady on the escalator gets knocked backwards by her luggage, and she lands head first on the escalator and is knocked unconscious. Like, all this happens so fast. Like, it's like I play it back in my mind and it's almost in slow motion because so many things happened in such a short period of time. I'm not even sure how we all knew what to do, but like, she's already halfway up at this point. So we have like literally seconds before something really horrible would happen, and somehow just like, I don't know, instinctively, the three of us just like boom, boom, boom. My dad runs up the escalator to the woman and trying to keep her hair from getting caught, and is like preparing and hoping he doesn't have to, because you're not supposed to move somebody if they could have a spinal injury, but he's like preparing in case we can't get the escalator stopped to try and lift her so that she doesn't get sucked into it. So then I start looking for an emergency stop button on the escalator. And again, this just all was like in a matter of seconds here. And then Emily runs to get help from the police that we just talked to and had given us directions outside. I can remember feeling like it was taking ages to find that button. And thank God the Dutch word for stop is the same as the English word stop. And I find the red stop button and push it, and my heart was beating so fast because it was just, I didn't want to think about what would happen if we didn't get it stopped. And like, I literally, like, my heart was just beating so fast, and I didn't take my finger off of the button until my sister came back in with the policeman, and like, they said it was okay to let go of the button and that it would stay stopped. But thankfully my dad did not have to lift her. So then the policeman came to help her at that point, and she was still unconscious. So I really hope she's okay. You know how when they say someone dies that this is kind of like gross, but they release their bowels? Well, it seemed that they were released. Yeah, so that just scares me a lot, and I just really, really hope she's okay. My dad says that he's pretty sure she was alive, but I mean, she hit her head hard, and that, oh, escalators have always scared me. I am like pretty confident that if we hadn't been walking by like right then, that there's a pretty good chance that she wouldn't have survived. Even if she had survived, like, it would have been really disastrous. I don't even want to think about it. My mom used to tell us as kids about how like shoelaces or loose pieces of clothing and things can get caught in the escalators and like rip off limbs or even kill people, and I've always kind of been afraid of them ever since then. So it's just like, I just like something that literally I don't like escalators. And to see this happening on an escalator before me, I feel like I really, really don't like them now. And we were there literally right at the right moment. That's a crazy thing to think about. Because I don't even want to think about what would happen if someone just lying there with their head right. Oh, nope, not thinking about it. Anyway, I know our trip didn't go quite as expected, but I really believe that it all happened for a reason. That the three of us just happened to be walking directly in front of the escalator at the exact moment that she needed it, because no one else was around. There was a lady that was further up the escalator, but honestly, she just stood there staring. To think that you have this like weird connection out there with a stranger who it's very possible that we saved her life and you don't know anything about them and they don't even know what happened. It's just a weird feeling. So even though I didn't get to fulfill my childhood dream of seeing the tulip fields, I'm just so glad that things worked out the way they did. It also gives me an excuse to go back someday. Plus, you guys didn't get to hear yet about our magical trip the day before we went to The Hague. That day was just so spectacular, it needs its own entire video. I'm really excited about that one. So subscribe and ring the little bell if you don't want to miss that. I hope you enjoyed my kind of crazy story about visiting the Netherlands. Tell me in the comments if there's somewhere else you think I should visit, since I can work from anywhere. Anyway, thanks for joining me on my little adventure. I'll see you next time.
Oh, I still have a band-aid on my butt. I was like, what's on my butt? I'm a doctor. I forgot that you're filming right now, but that was only for you to know. It's gonna hurt. Okay, it's not gonna hurt. There's not much hair on your butt. Sure, my butt is not hair. It left a band-aid mark. Look, it left a band-aid mark. Oh, it did. That is not for you to see.
Waar is het toilet?
Toilet. It just sounds like where is the toilet? If you can't find the bathroom, just say where is